Before I say a single word, I want you to do something for me. Pick up your phone, look at your recent calls, and ask yourself honestly, when was the last time one of your children called you first? Not a holiday, not because they needed something, just to hear your voice. If you have to think about it, this video is for you. And if the answer makes your chest tighten just a little, stay with me. Because what I'm about to share with you today isn't just a conversation, it's the one somebody should have had with you a long time ago. My name is Harold, but folks have been calling me Hall for so long, I almost forgot my full name exists. I'm 82 years old. I've got 3 grown children, and people ask me sometimes, Hall, what's the loudest sound in the world? And I tell them the same thing every time. The loudest sound in the world is silence. It is the sound of this phone right here when it hasn't rung in 3 months. Now, I know that lands heavy. I know because I've seen it on the faces of people who've heard me say it. That split second flinch, that quiet recognition. Because you felt it too, haven't you? That particular kind of quiet that fills a house that was once full of noise. Sneakers on staircases, arguments over the remote control, voices calling out, Dad, where's mine? That silence isn't peaceful. It has weight to it, it has a presence. And for too many good men and women who gave everything they had, that silence has become their closest companion. Let me tell you who I am so you know I'm not speaking from a textbook. I changed their diapers. I paid for the fancy college. I sat in those freezing stands, hands so cold I couldn't feel my fingers, cheering for children who don't remember I was there. I gave them my back. I gave them my knees. Lord knows I gave them every dime I had. And now, if I'm lucky, and I mean truly lucky, I get a text message on Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, Dad. That's it. No call, no visit. Just 5 words on a glowing screen, sent somewhere between a meal and a movie, probably while they were barely paying attention. That is what I have to show for a lifetime of love. And if you're watching this right now, sit in a quiet house, wondering what you did wrong. I want you to know something. You are not alone, not even close. Now here is where most people in my position would soften the blow. They tell you, oh, children are busy. Times are different. They have their own lives. And look, there's truth in all of that. But I'm not here to make you feel temporarily better. I'm here to tell you the truth. And the truth, as my daddy used to say, don't care about your feelings. It just sits there and waits for you to catch up. So here it is. Stop calling them. Put the phone down. Don't leave another voicemail. Don't send another text begging for a crumb of attention from someone you raised from nothing. I know that sounds harsh. I know it goes against every instinct you have as a parent. But listen to what I'm actually saying. They left. And if you keep chasing them, you are going to lose the only thing you have left, your dignity. I know exactly what runs through your mind when you reach for that phone. You picture them in some emergency and you didn't call, and now you'll never forgive yourself. Or you think, if I don't remind them I exist, they'll just forget old Harold entirely. And that fear, that deep, gutting fear of being forgotten by your own blood, that is what keeps you dialing. But I need you to hear this, and I need you to really hear it. If you have to remind your own child that you exist, they have already forgotten you. That's not cruelty. That's just the cold truth of the situation you're in. Because here's what happens when you call 5 times a week with that tired, lonely voice. And I had that voice. I know exactly what it sounds like. You are not reminding them that you love them. You are teaching them that you are a burden. You are teaching them that you have no life, no joy, no purpose beyond waiting for them. And people run from that. Even your own blood runs from that. It feels like pressure to them. So they pull back and you chase harder and they run faster until the distance between you feels like it was always there. And that cycle, that heartbreaking, dignity stripping cycle, has to end today. Now, the first thing you've got to do is kill the guilt, because I know what you do at night. You lie there in the dark, staring at the ceiling, playing back the tapes. Maybe I was too hard on him. Maybe I worked too much. Maybe I didn't say I love you enough out loud. Maybe there was that one summer when things got bad and I wasn't who I should have been. And your mind just loops through it all, trying to find the exact moment where you went wrong. so you can apologize for it, fix it, make it right. But here's what I've come to understand after 82 years on this earth. There is no perfect parent. I wasn't perfect, not by a long stretch. I made mistakes, plenty of them, but I was there. I didn't run. I put food on that table when I didn't know how I was going to. I kept the lights on. I sat through every school play and every bad report card and every heartbreak they brought home. I loved them the best way I knew how, with what I had in the time I was given. And if your children are punishing you today for something you did 30 years ago, that is on them, not on you. You cannot apologize for the past forever. And you absolutely cannot pay for it with your self-respect today. If they want to carry a grudge, let them carry it. That is a heavy bag to walk through life with. You don't have to help them hold it. Forgive yourself. You did your job. You showed up. The contract of parenthood was fulfilled, and you deserve some peace, not guilt, not shame, not a lifetime sentence of waiting by the phone. Now, the second thing, and this is the part I want you to sit with, is what I call building the garden. When you stop chasing them, people always ask, so what am I supposed to do? Just sit here and rot? And the answer is absolutely not. You build a life so full, so genuinely alive, that their absence is no longer the loudest thing in the room. My granddaddy used to tell me, Harl, if you chase a butterfly, that thing is going to fly away from you every single time. But if you build a beautiful garden, a garden full of color and life and fragrance, the butterfly will come to you. And even if it doesn't come, son, you still have a beautiful garden. I've carried those words my whole life, and I never needed them more than I did these last few years. For 5 years, I sat in that chair by the window, waiting, just waiting. The phone was always nearby. I had the sound turned all the way up, just in case. I check it 20 times before noon, and 6 months ago, I said enough. I said, Harold, you are letting your life drain away in a waiting room that nobody else is sitting in. So I joined a woodworking class, started making things with my hands again. The way I used to before, all of this quiet crept in. I started playing chess in the park with a group of old fools who argue about everything and laugh even louder. I got my gumbo recipe back out. Started cooking proper meals again, the kind that take all afternoon and make the whole house smell like something worth coming home to. And something remarkable happened. I became interesting again. Not to them, to myself. I stopped needing their attention to feel like a whole person. I filled that hollow space in my chest with my own life, my own laughter, my own purpose. And the man who walks around today is not the man who was sitting by the window waiting for a phone to ring. He is someone worth knowing. Go travel somewhere you've always wanted to go. Learn something completely new. A language, an instrument, a craft. Find the people in your community who show up, who make time, who are glad to see you walk through the door. Volunteer. Mentor. Create. Make your life so rich and so full that you genuinely don't notice the silence the way you used to. Not because you don't care, but because you're too busy living to let it hollow you out. Because here is the quiet secret that nobody tells you. Children are curious creatures. When the calls stop, when the guilt trips stop, when the sad voicemails stop, something shifts. They start to wonder, why hasn't dad called? Is he all right? What's he been up to? And eventually, more often than not, that curiosity wins. They call. And when they do, they don't find a broken old man sitting in the dark waiting to be rescued. They find a man who is genuinely fully living. And that makes them want to stay. Now, I have to keep it honest with you because that's the only way I know how to do this. Sometimes you build the most beautiful garden in the world and the butterflies still don't come. Sometimes people are just selfish. Even the ones you die for. Even your own children. I won't stand here and promise you a reunion because I'm not in the business of selling false hope to proud people who deserve better than that. If you find your peace and they still stay away, then you let them go. Not with bitterness. Not with a curse on your lips or a wound that never closes. You let them go with love. A love that doesn't require anything in return, which is the only kind of love that was ever really worth giving. You cannot force another person to love you. Not even your own blood. But you can. And you must. Refuse to let their absence define you. Refuse to let their distance become your destruction. You are not defined by who shows up at your door on Sunday. You are not measured by how many text messages you receive at Christmas. You are defined by the man, by the woman you see looking back at you in the mirror every morning. That face has lived. That face has loved. That face has given and sacrificed and shown up day after day in ways that were never fully appreciated and maybe never will be. But that is a face worth respecting. That is a life worth honoring. My phone hasn't rung in 3 months, but I am going to the wood shop today and I'm going to build something with my hands that didn't exist this morning. I'm going to eat a good meal tonight, cook slow, the way it should be. I'm going to sit across from people who are glad I'm there, and I am going to live fully, deliberately, without apology. If they want to join me, the door is unlocked. It has always been unlocked, but I am no longer standing in the doorway watching the road, waiting for headlights that may never come. And neither should you. Get up, go live, because the life you're waiting to share with someone else, it's already yours. It's been yours this whole time. You just have to choose it.